Hey, hello everyone, and welcome. Welcome and happy solstice. All right, I really think we should start by concentrating on the solstice. Shivani, hello. Oh, great to see you. Let's concentrate on the solstice for now. Just a moment on the goddess, and let me ask her to come. The lotus. Let's see. Okay. So let's see if we can get the show off the road. I hope everyone here, everyone, I hope you have done some form of ritual today. You've gone through the ritual. I really do hope so, because today is the day. Even after we hang up, after I leave, remember that we need to do that. This is the goddess of abundance, a spiritual and financial, economic abundance. Jaybird, this is a personal question, isn't it? Will there be abundance? Will there be wealth upon my family? Okay, I'm going to have to turn that, around, because we're looking at no personal questions. Sorry, Jay. Trixie, let's see. Let's see if we can get this. How can we actively direct our own astral travel? Are there practices or rituals we can do to enter into specific dimensions, timelines we want during our dream? Let's see. Okay, let's see. It is very simple. For astral travel to take place, it suffices you close your eyes and the soul leaves the body. The question you ask me has to do with whether or not you remember or you are aware. And so the question needs to be changed. You do not direct, it occurs. Yours is an issue of awareness and mindfulness. These are the practices that will help you. Time dimensions and timelines here too. The soul goes and is directed, goes directly where it wants to, it needs to. You need to be consciously aware of this, practicing awareness and mindfulness. Okay, let's see. I have Nirvana Bliss. How close is she to us? When we ask Laxmi, likes me, much love, how close is she to us in terms of humans? Okay. There are many invocations, many prayers, many messages you can send me. All you need is to look. And usually you can do these invocations on a daily basis and numerous times. I suggest 108 times. And there are 3 lines. Nothing more, nothing less. This is how you contact me and how I come close to you. You ask, how close am I? I am close to those who contact me. I do not seek you out as other guides, your personal guides, may. You need to seek me out. Okay, let's see. Okay. Marlene from Denmark would like to ask, will Denmark be hit hard by Corona again this fall? No, not like it was before, but in the future it will come again, and it's not an individual country you should be asking about, because if it comes to one country, it will come to all or most countries. Yes, it will come again in brief areas around the world, but another surge of the virus, of this precise virus, in 10 years' time. But once again, remember that it will occur in sporadic ways, but it will not be considered at the level of the pandemic. These answers are, they're very, very, very long. Okay, let's see. Shivani. I'd like to ask, how can we all work to get the blessings of the Goddess Laxmi for this difficult time all across the globe? You will find in this time and around this time, around the world, there are spiritual leaders that will be guiding prayer or will be guiding meditation for this purpose, for the purpose of restoring abundance to those who have lost so much during this pandemic, during these months. It will be a time when these spiritual leaders again and again will call their meetings with odd names. You may hear them. It will be called a spiritual gathering, a summit, a praying moment. Any kinds of words will be used, all and any kinds. For this request, for this energy to be extremely powerful, it's necessary that there be lots of people, lots of invocations. There needs to be prayer once again and communication. If you don't want me to use the word prayer, think of it as communication with even Mother Nature, you can call it. Mother Nature as well. There needs to be communication once again. Okay. Let's see. Marlene. Can a soul choose to incarnate elsewhere than on earth, and where? No, they do not incarnate as you know it, a soul going into a body in another place. They do not. Most of the times, souls choose, it is true. But you will see, perhaps you will see, that most of the times, if there are souls on earth that have reached the level of master, 6th dimension and 7th dimension, they will not reincarnate. They will act as masters, and they will change the consciousness of souls on earth. That will be their job, you can say. That will be their purpose. They instill different forms of consciousness in the minds of people on this earth. I'm going to pour me some tea. Just a moment. Okay, let's see. Oh, happy solstice to all of you. Teresa, can you tell us when international travel will thrive again when it was pre-COVID? It will not be a similar type of travel as there was in the period before the outbreak. No, you will find that travel prices will vary. You will find that the routes of travel will vary. You will find that you may prefer other forms of travel rather than air travel. This, of course, for shorter distances. But I do not see that as being the same as before. What will happen is that the frequency will diminish. You will not travel as frequent as you may have in the past. And this is due because of travel schedules and travel prices. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Okay. Our tracker, can you lead us all through an abundance ritual today? Yes. Stay in a position that is comfortable for you. Preferably be alone. If you are not alone, do this with another person. Believe that you have an added form of heart behind you, behind the heart that you have now. And believe that the energy can work backwards or forwards. What you see is in front of you. What you cannot see is behind you. That is the energy of your faith. Now, think of all of those people you have interacted with that have given you a form of exchange, monetary exchange, or some form of exchange of services or goods as payment for a certain service. See those people. They could be 5, they could be 10, they could be 20, they could be 10,000. But visualize one as being representative of all of them. And think of a time when you were in a moment of need, financial need, the worst moment of your life, of your adult life. Visualize it. Now visualize your ideal state, financially speaking. visualize your ideal state. It may have already occurred, it may not have occurred, it may be a state that you dream of, but visualize that. Now, and lastly, imagine, but it's not an imagination. I want you to visualize the time when you were the most abundant in your adult lifetime, economically speaking. And think of these three states and of these three moments of being. Was there any difference in the joy you felt, in the bliss that you felt, in the security that you felt? Was there a difference? And ask for that joy once again. The least amount of abundance you had with joy, and ask to multiply it 10,000 times. You are a person who can change your life based on your desires and based on your decisions. Now remove those three visualizations and give thanks to those who were part of your life in an economic exchange or exchange of goods or services. And be thankful for the abundance you have had in the past, and even for the moments of less abundance or poverty. Now I can say you need to strengthen this with daily invocations and make the decisions that will allow you to reach your desired state. Okay. Let's see. Nadia, I want to ask, one of the leading and amazing doctors from Bollywood, Sushant Singh Rajput, committed suicide. The entire nation is in shock. What was the reason? This is not a question we need to focus on today in a day of light. But I can only say, without answering it fully, that it was a personal choice and she brought the reasons with her. I do not have to talk of them if that was not her wish. Well, that sort of made sense. Let's see. Nirvana, bliss. Tell me about yourself and how you became a goddess. The things that I have been explaining to you, I have done and experienced myself. I have experienced joy, I have experienced sadness, and I have experienced extreme poverty. But it was not the poverty that made me sad. What made me truly sad was to see abundance and people sad when they were financially abundant. My life was a meager life, a rather simple life. I was chosen or directed by a power above me to act as a guardian for other people. I am not a teacher like many masters are. I am a guide in the sense that people look to me and try to do what I do or mirror what I did. And in terms of this, I can say that I found that prayer, invocations, or any word that you use to describe this practice, for me, was the highest form of concentration of an energy that I defined as divine. And that is what brought me bliss and happiness. Taking just a brief moment. Okay. Lotus Lily. Is there a spiritual formula to living in or moving towards financial abundance? I believe, I am sure now that I have answered this question more or less directly when I spoke of the practices toward that would be necessary to have you move toward abundance. Tixie. Previously, Christelle has channeled many spirits who have reincarnated and are living on Earth now. How can one soul both reincarnate as one person and be in spirit as another at the same time? This question is very simple and I think naive. A soul is a soul. It is not Marilyn Monroe as a soul, and then she reincarnates with another person. It is the soul of that person that you know. So if you call on that person, you can communicate with them. I need to add here as well that you can communicate with people who are alive, the souls of people who are alive. You can communicate with them, and you have had this experience, but many and most of you do not have any conscious awareness of this. What you may find is that people you think of then contact you, but it is much more in depth. The process involves, as another question asked, timelines and time dimensions. And these are very long questions and long answers. I cannot respond here, but just think that one soul has many lives. It is the same soul of the person in a past life, yes. Okay. Jaybird, is wealth for sharing. Goddess Lakshmi's wealth for sharing. How much should one should give or share? I'm not sure, Jay. I think I understand the question. When you walk the streets and you see poverty, are you moved to share what you have in your pocket with someone? Or are you believing that your gesture and your kindness will not suffice for that person? It is very difficult to respond. When you have a family, your wealth is the wealth of the family. When you have no family, but are very giving, you share your wealth in many different ways. It depends on your beliefs. It depends on your extension. And when I mean extension, I mean how far you want the reach to go. Is it enough for you to give a few coins to someone sitting on the street? Or would you prefer to adopt a child in a third or fourth world country? This is a matter of personal choice. There are no rules in this. Tough questions, tough answers. Yanna, let's see if I can get you on this screen. Yanna. Blessed summer solstice. Yes, I would like to ask the Goddess Laxmi if I'll reach the higher level of my abilities and if I have a connection to the Indian goddesses. Okay, this is a personal question, okay? This is a personal question. What I can ask is, are there people who reach higher levels of their abilities and have a connection to this Indian goddess, to Lakshmi? Or if there are any suggestions as to what they can do. Okay. So questions like that, Yanna, I'll always put in a public way. Let's see. I said before that I am not a spirit guide, and I don't guide you or communicate with you directly. But as a goddess or ascended master, you can say, I am an ascended master. You can contact me, and you can contact any other ascended master if you like, or angel or archangel. The matter of raising your vibration, raising the dimension of your soul's vibration, is a matter, on the one hand, of being chosen and being gifted. There are incarnated souls that have in other lifetimes been shamans, been priestesses, been high priests, were great healers of the world. They have reincarnated life after life and have in some way been faithful to this calling, this gift. They were created. Their soul had a matrix, their soul's matrix or blueprint, had this as part of its gift. The answer to your specific question would be for you to find that out for you personally. And it basically is known through the interactions you have with others and by other people who have a greater gift than you or who are on the same level. They will tell you. Okay. A lot of interesting questions here. Let's see if I could get you here. Finding Anne. Will I see more abundance passion this summer? Anne, I cannot answer a personal question like I said before. What I can say, if and make it a general a general question. Love is not tied to a season. Love is everywhere. When you speak of passion, this is something you can have at any time, at any place, just like love. However, love is in abundance. If you speak of passion as a physical feeling or emotion, I have to say that the world has started to return to feeling greater passions already. And you will see this in people coming to the streets, taking to the streets, demonstrations, riots. They have been voicing their passion, their passionate opinions. This is going to become more and more passionate as time goes on and will level off once different governments in different countries will change. Rulers will leave, others will come. When rulers who have come into a governmental situation and have learned how difficult and devastating a pandemic can be, those rulers will be markedly different from others who are today ruling. Having said this, life will be sending more and more difficulties. But for the time being, this will occur for the next 6 months, but there will be a leveling out of the fiery nature of people's communication in terms of their passion. Okay. Let's see. Margaret, will the collective prayer walks happening across the world shift the hearts of the collective energy to understand if we love and heal Earth Mother, our source, that she will heal us? I mentioned before the notion of prayer and invocations on an extended level. What you ask is this: collective prayer walks. It will change the consciousness of people on earth, and this is what I believe you mean. Gaia, Mother Earth, will heal. She needs healing. We will heal along with her. Well, let's see. Teresa, I have to get you on the other screen. Teresa, when the virus returns in 10 years' time, will we have another global shutdown that will affect the world economy and or international travel? You see that people have experienced the situation today. Everyone will be more prepared, of course, but those who have suffered economic loss during this time will not see that loss once again. Other parts of the population will be suffering losses. It is to be explained as if it were a merry-go-round, and sometime people come on and others leave. There is a shift in the nature of who is struck the hardest and who the least. And there is one truth. There will be no one who is immune from the effects of this again. As to a shutdown, it will not be as dramatic as it was now, because in time, things will be changing on a social level, and it will take time. But once again, when it happens, there will be devastation only for those who did not believe that it was that devastating the first time. Trixie, let's see, Trixie. How closely is our economic abundance tied to our own authenticity and our soul's purpose? What if who we are and what we are meant to do is not what we love to do? Your question is not the right question to ask unless people are completely deaf, dumb, and blind and have no sense of orientation or divination within or intuition. This cannot happen. People know what they are meant to be doing. People understand. They do, even if they drug themselves and they completely numb out all of their senses. Only then will they not understand. But you should know what you, as you say, should be doing. Your question seems superficial on many levels, but it is not. Some people might think, should I be a physician? Should I be a doctor? Or should I be a lawyer? What am I meant to do? This is not what is at stake here. What you love to do is what you are meant to do. If that doesn't bring you satisfaction in terms of monetary value, you will find that either your love for that will diminish or you will change necessarily, because you will obviously understand that it was not meant for you to do. Well, let's see. Okay, Justine. What do you see in the coming years surrounding the healthcare system? Healthcare systems around the world are very different. And it's difficult to give you one answer because this is different in every single country. The most socially oriented countries have 100% coverage in terms of health care. This is an ideal. Let's use that as an ideal. The least socially oriented countries have paid services. What I do see is that mixed systems will be entertained in the future. They will be used in the future. And the systems will not be trickling from top down, but from bottom up. This means that people choose what system they would like to have and what they can afford to have. This is the only answer I can give you. Now, okay, let's see if we can get abstract wellness. I have done several meditations with you in mind and did not receive or manifest what I was seeking. Am I impatient? It is not a matter of impatience, but of what you desire. It may not be in your best interests. This is why it does not come, because it is not meant for you. Let's see. Aura. What is your signature of influence that can be identified on this plane? You will hear and see my signature as being 3 things. But this is very personal. It is not individually for any one person. There is an area that I manifest which is like smoke, scented smoke, as if it were incense. Then there is a sense of fresh air that will surround you. This is how I impulse. This is how, if you like to call it my signature, I would like to call it an impulse. This is how I impulse. But this is not important. What is important is the communication, is how you pray, what you ask for, and the intensity of your spirit requests. Okay, I can't ask for alcohol questions. They're personal questions, okay? Okay. There you go. Let's see. Nadia, my question is about China's intention about LAC. Why is China killing Indian soldiers? The word that surfaces in answer to a question like this is one of power, political power. It is when the name of a state is mentioned, it is always a matter of political power influence. Of course, this is a general word, a general idea, or a general construct. It has behind it details which are not necessary now for you to know, because it is a power sought that in your eyes has no meaning whatsoever. Okay. Beatrice, I'm going to put this question up, but show me how to meditate every day to strengthen my inner higher self. We did mention this a little bit in answer, and we did together collectively meditate, and she guided us. Gary, Mother Lakshmi, please keep your blessing on me and thank you for visiting me. At what year global warming start getting worse? When do you see the COVID vaccine? Global warming is getting worse. I do not need to say a specific time. I do not see a vaccine for COVID-19. It will change. There will always be some shift in the nature of research, as if the closer researchers get, the farther it is pushed away. For some reason, a specific vaccine is not developed and cannot be developed. Okay, let's see this. Magda. Is there a relation between abundance and a person's relationship to their father? The notion of family has nothing to do, truly, with what you say. You are incarnated in a body that is the son or daughter of a person, of course. But your fate is not tied to that person. It has nothing to do with your inner circle. I will call your inner family this inner circle. You have a family that goes beyond that level. Okay, let's see if fights. Is there another world apart from Earth where there is life in any form? Yes, but not life the way you know it on this earth. There is life in the form of very minute amoebas, insects we can call them, but they have a lifespan that is so brief that it's very difficult to study them. I have to say no. I have to say that there is no life like you know it here on earth, elsewhere. Fred Carrillo. Fred, Can you describe the afterlife? Is it like Earth but 100 times better? Just a moment, let me get something to drink here. The afterlife is nothing at all the way you can imagine. It has nothing to do with a life on earth. The life on earth that a soul has chosen to incarnate in has to do with emotions, the expression and experiencing of emotions. This does not occur after life. In the afterlife, if a soul does not reincarnate, there is no time dimension. It's as if space and time stood still, are standing still. There is no wrong, no right, no hurt, no pain, no desire. It's very difficult for me to explain this to a person like yourself or others here. But it is as if if you can imagine going underneath water where you hear nothing, no sound, and things hardly move. That's one aspect of it. One aspect of it. The difference is you don't feel the stress to rush out of the water because you have to breathe. You are comfortable there. This is getting I don't want to say it's getting creepy. It's just my brain is starting to fry. Let's see. Kaya. I'll take this. This will be my last answer. My last question. Who is Lakshmi? I thought there weren't any other gods or goddesses but the Almighty One in heaven. Are you sure there is what you call a heaven? Are you sure there is one? My question turns to you now. Souls on earth, as I mentioned before, can be chosen ones who are masters, who are teachers, who are gods and goddesses in their own right. There is a hierarchical structure of councils, members on councils, as if they were governments. But this is a metaphor for you to understand that there are decisions, there are, if we could say and call them policies, we can call them policies. It's as if 20 people were in a room. They were all friends, and they loved each other. One was a carpenter, one was a painter, one was a dancer, one knew how to cook, and everyone just did what they knew how to do best. There was no hurt, no pain, and no animosity. So my answer to you is, are you sure there is only one Almighty? What I can say is that we have come from somewhere. Divine source is a description that is usually heard from divine source. If you are living in your light and you're moving from divine source, that is the idea of divine. I have to invite you to go understand what divine exactly means. It will help you understand what you should be doing and what the possibilities are for other almighty masters, archangels, angels, and what their roles would be. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me. Tomorrow I'll be having a Q&A about the same time. I'm going cuckoo. I need to leave. Do have a wonderful solstice. Do celebrate. Do the rite of passage. Do that, everything that we talked about in other videos. It is worth it. Go on internet, look for it, and see what this energy here, the sun, it's light. Go in the light. Go in the light. Bye bye. I'll be here tomorrow. Bye bye.